Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us with another episode with Usama Dakdok, or as we know, his codename Usama Darkwing Duck. He is the terror that flaps in the night.
And you know what? First of all, thank you for having me another broadcast, and thanks for all this wonderful audience we are joining right now. But also, I am so excited about that duck because I always know that I am the Duffy Duck, but I did not know that I'm that kind of duck. And I like the cartoon you shared with me earlier, except I didn't hear any words, so I really want to see it and hear it so I can feel it.
Yeah, no, that's good. So yeah, for those who don't know, this is Darkwing Duck.
Woohoo! Look at that. That's me.
So here we have Darkwing Duck. This is the terror that flaps. This is like the Egyptian version of Zorro. Yeah.
Does he look like me? Look at him. I think there's similarity. Look,
You
he
know,
have
here
two
you've got
eyes.
Office of the Man. Stay away from religion. That's yeah. If he's serious, yeah, yeah, yeah. Go with atheism and then start a genocide like all of the atheist nations of the 20th century, which was the most lethal century in human history. So, yeah.
I
Okay.
like I
So
like
that
the I like that Daffy Duck. I mean that duck.
Darkwing.
I mean, how
Yeah.
many cartoons does he have for that guy?
I don't know, but it's I've actually never watched a single one. Um, Okay, so Office of the Man. I don't know if you're joking or not. I don't know if you're serious or not. I don't have time for this. One more wrong statement out of you, and I will make sure that you're not going to be making any further comments on this channel here to waste our time and go off topic.
All right, God is good. God is good.
Yeah, so where are we? Okay, yeah, so welcome, Osama. We're talking about Abraham. Um, and this has been this last week has been filled with violent incidents like there have been in Germany. Um, I mean, it's shocking. And something the word Islamist and the word Islamism, there is no such thing. There are Muslims, there is Islam, and these are Muslims. Now, I have worked out the difference between a Muslim and an Islamist. A Muslim believes in Allah. A Muslim believes in Muhammad, and a Muslim reveres the Quran. An Islamist believes in Allah, an Islamist believes in Muhammad, and an Islamist reveres the Quran. So these are two very, very different
Brother,
things.
let me
Obviously,
put let me put it this way. I grew up in Egypt. I never heard of Islamist or the Muslimist or Christianists or the Christianitists. When you add two, three letters to a word, does not create a new movement. Muslims, those who submit, as you said, to Allah and Muhammad, and they are the one who started by Muhammad, literally 1450 years ago. So I do not know why we allow these garbage liars to create a new agenda, a new name for a group to separate Islam from the Muslims. What when you add EST or TST or LST to a word? This is not reality. Was Muhammad a jihadi? Yes. Was
yes.
Muhammad a terrorist? Yes. Was his early followers jihadi? Yes. Was he terrorist? Yes. Do we have any evidence in the Quran that Allah and his angels and Muhammad and the followers of Muhammad are all terrorists? Yes. Why we
Yes,
worry about this garbage? Open your Quran,
yeah,
man. Open your Quran. Open your Quran. Let,
you're
let
right.
me show
And
you.
also in Islam, the angels only came to the Muslims to help them in warfare, never to feed the poor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, let's look in Quran chapter 8. I'm going to give you a couple of verses, and then we'll move on to our study because I really do not have time to waste here. Quran chapter 8.
Verse.
There's plenty of verses. Let's go to verse 60, for example. I guess I'm looking here. I'm looking. Yes, Quran chapter 8,
Ah,
60.
and prepare for them whatever power you can, and the tying of horses, strike terror into the enemy of Allah and your enemy and others. Without them, you do not know them. Allah knows them, and what you spend from anything for the sake of Allah will be repaid to you, and you will not be dealt with unjustly.
without even going to any scholar interpretation. That is the call of Allah to every Muslim believer to prepare whatever they can. It could be a gun, it could be a sword, it could be a car, it could be
Zakat,
a bomb, it could you know what? Whatever power you can means anything to terrorize the enemy of Allah and your enemy and other without him. You don't know them. I don't
this
even have
verse,
to know who I am terrorizing, brother.
this verse actually opens the. Let me just find this. This verse actually opens the Iranian constitution because I'll just actually bring this up.
It is actually also where the logo of the Muslim Brotherhood. Wa'iddu. If you look for Wa'iddu in the Arabic language, was the two swords on the Quran. That is the opening. Imagine, Shia, Sunni, every Muslim believe in Quran 8:6. As a matter of fact, that verse was quoted last week by a member of CARE here in America. Imagine
Wow.
years ago, Brother Lloyd, years ago when I used to quote that verse from the Quran, a Muslim would jump on me. You are taking the verse out of context. That's not what Allah actually meant with that verse. It's like, excuse me, do you really know what Allah meant? Have you talked to Allah? I can read the verse. I know how Muslims use the verse. Oh, these are the
Yeah.
radicals.
I mean,
Today,
this, yeah,
CARE
as you
in America.
say, if you look at the banner of the Muslim Brotherhood, there's a quote from this verse as their banner. The Muslim Brotherhood uses this verse, a quote from it as their banner. And also, the this is in the Constitution. This is the opening preamble. It says a religious army. In the formation and equipping of the country's defense forces, attention must be paid to faith and ideology as basic criteria. The Army of the Islamic Republic of Iran and the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps are to be organized in conformity with this goal. And the crazy part is, they will be responsible not only for guarding and preserving the borders of Iran, but for fulfilling the ideological mission of jihad in Allah's way, extending the sovereignty of Allah's law, the Sharia, throughout the world in accordance with this Quranic verse. Prepare against them whatever force you can muster, strings of horses, striking fear into the enemy of Allah and your enemy and others besides them. Quran 860. This is a threat.
And it is what Muslims believe, Shia, Sunni. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Let's look. I'll show you the logo. I'll show you the logo. Try to get here. If you can get it earlier before me, the logo
Muslim
of the
Brotherhood.
Muslim Brotherhood. Yes, yes. The logo of the Muslim
See if I can
Brotherhood.
find
It
it.
is the same thing. It is the same thing. I'm working on it here. I have it in one of my slides. You can look it on online. It'll be a lot faster than me.
Yeah, yeah, I'll get it in a moment. Here we go.
And we're talking about six straight verses from the word Allah, which teach Muslims to be terrorists, to be terrorists. Allah is a terrorist. His angels are terrorists. Muhammad is a terrorist. Here it is. Here it is. Look at that. Here it is. Let me share this with you. Let me share this with you. Oh, you got it. You got it. I was gonna share mine, but you got yours. Wa'iddu. In the word in the bottom here below the two swords, wa'iddu and prepare. Wa'iddu and prepare. You got it twice.
Yeah, from Quran 860. And
Ikhwan Muslimin means the Muslim Brotherhood. What do we have? We have two swords, we have a Quran, and we have the word wa'iddu. And I'm amazed. The level of ignorance, the level of stupidity, the level of nonsense of the smartest of the leaders of the free world. I mean, you're talking about the best of the free people, the free of the world, the strong people of the world, America, Europe, name it. They're so stupid. They have a problem with the ISIS flag, but they have no problem with the Saudi flag. And what is the difference between the ISIS flag and the Saudi flag? Except there is extra sword in the Saudi flag. They have no problem to fly the Saudi flag in America over the Saudi embassy because that's their flag. But we have a problem for some guy to fly the ISIS flag or the Al Qaeda flag over their house, which is the same thing. It is the Shahada.
Yeah, that is crazy. There's something else I should show people. Um, there's
So,
something that I have. Let me find it, and then
so
um,
there. So, yeah. So the problem, why you're finding what you want to find, Brother Lloyd, so the problem is these are Islamists. These are the extremists. These are the radical. As a matter of fact, we are changing the dictionary for heaven's sake. That's how stupid we become. If you go to the dictionary right now, Brother Lloyd, and look for the word fundamental, look for the word extreme, look for the word radical. They are wonderful words. There's nothing wrong with them. But we are twisting good phrases to change him to be something else to defend Islam.
yeah,
Oh,
I
they're
don't
radical.
have this. I don't have this right now in front of me, but I wanted to. I have a slide somewhere. You see, with this, right? When you superimpose the Islamic flag with the text, you get basically this. So
That
if you take the black flag of Islam with the text in the middle, then you get from a distance what looks like a skull and crossbones. Because
100%.
this here superimposed with the black flag of jihad. Let me just see.
It is what
The
it is.
black.
It is what it is. It's death.
Yeah, I need to find it. I have it somewhere, but if you superimpose, oh gosh, I'm gonna
Look at the
struggle to
Saudi
find it
flag.
now. All of a
No,
sudden.
you go up again. Do look at the Saudi flag. Oh, here it is. What do we have there? Same statement on ISIS flag. Same stated on the Al Qaeda flag. They're the same. There is no
Yeah,
God except Allah, and Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. And if we do not know the source of that Shahada, when Muhammad, by the way, if you look at the ISIS flag right now in the middle there, it's written a little bit wrong. The guys who made it do not know Arabic. Why? It says in the top, La ilaha illallah, there is no God except Allah. In the bottom, in the circle, okay, in that white circle, and the word in Arabic, Allah Rasul Muhammad, Allah is the messenger of Muhammad. Imagine with me. That's what they write. No God except Allah, and Allah is the messenger of Muhammad. MashaAllah, mashallah. They must be scholars of Islam. They must know Arabic very well. What are they, stupid?
right.
Now
Yeah,
Allah
no,
became Muhammad is the God of Allah, and Allah became the messenger of Muhammad now. Anyway, it's just dumb for dumbers. Anyway, so we have to understand, my dear friends, a simple reading to the Quran will bring us to the reality. Islam is a savage cult. It is what you're going to see from now on. Muslims killing Europeans, Muslims killing Africans, Muslims killing Americans, Muslims killing Canadians, Muslim killing Australians, Muslim killing people.
yeah, yeah, no, that's yeah. So it's been a terrible week with all of these violent incidents. A smiling Afghani who just murdered a 14-year-old boy and stabbed others. A man who drove into 36 people in a crowd in Germany, and other incidents like this. And we're trying to say, no, those are Islamists. And what's different? Well, the difference is that these people worship Allah, Muhammad, and the Quran. And they say the Shahada and they like the words Allahu Akbar. Whereas normal Muslims like the words Allahu Akbar, they say it in the mosque. They worship Quran, they say they follow the Quran, they worship Allah and Muhammad, and they say the Shahada. So there's a very clear difference between these
Do
two
you know
groups.
that? Do you know that the only difference between the Muslims who practice Islam in actions and the Muslim who practice Islam by their money, it is in the same verse? And no, look at this. And whatever you spend from anything for the sake of Allah, it will be repaid to you. That is jihad with money. 10 times I believe in the Quran, Allah said, those who immigrate, those who believed, number one, immigrate and perform jihad with their money and their lives. So even in that verse here, you see the one who's killing and the one who sent him to kill. You know, that guy who killed these people most likely did not have the $180 or $200 to fill the application to go to Germany or to go to whatever country he went to. Somebody helped him. Somebody bought his flight ticket. Somebody gave him the privileges to be in the
Yeah,
Western countries so that he may kill himself while he's killing others. It's all work together. The Muslims are working with the Islamists to practice Islam. Why? Maybe the Muslim, those who did not kill anybody, just give the money for the guy so he can go and practice Islam. You call the first one Muslim, that's wonderful. You call the second one Islamist, that's wonderful. They all work together. You need the Muslim and the Islamist to kill the people of Europe, to kill the people of Earth. Welcome to the reality of Islam.
Yeah. And the first openly gay imam in South Africa was, of course, was murdered, shot dead. Yeah. So yeah, it's, as Hobo said, the religion of peace. Yeah.
Pieces, brother. Pieces. I'm sorry. You don't speak as good English as we do in the Middle East. When you say
I
Islam is a
will. I
religion of
will try.
pieces, pieces. Speak, pronounce your words right. You have to learn how to speak like us.
I know. I'm gonna. I wish I'm gonna have a Pepsi and a smile.
Yep. And I always eat popcorn. I go to Publix and I buy my popcorn and eat it and I drink Pepsi with it. All the whole thing, all together, one time.
All
MashaAllah.
right.
Pieces.
So yeah. So
Pieces.
that's yeah. So the world is looking harsh, and we need to do something.
You know that
Yeah.
if you look for pieces in the Quran is loaded. Literally, it teach Muslim to cut any unbeliever to 24 pieces.
Oh,
That
that's
is
nasty.
10 fingers, 10 nose, 10 fingers, 10 toes, and then an arm and a leg in opposite side, and then the head and the rest of the body. When you add all this together, you come up with 24 pieces. That's how we know
Yeah.
Islam is a religion of pieces.
Yeah. And they always quote you Quran 5:32. We declared for the children of Israel. You know what? Someone did that, and I corrected him, and I said, "Well, look, you do know that is for the children of Israel, but in 5:33 it says what the Muslims must do, which is to torture and crucify people, cut off their hands and feet from opposite sides." And the guy turns around and says, "Oh no, 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 no! Jews were Muslims back then."
Even Jesus and Moses were Muslims, man. Do you know what's amazing? Muslim never knows that verse 532 until George W. Bush quoted that in one of his speech. That is what makes me sick about that idiot. He allows a Muslim to write for him his speeches. God help us. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
Sold us
Muslim
out.
are.
Yeah. So we're in 7, right? Chapter 7 is where we ended up last time.
Yeah, in the Quran, yes, sir. And in my book, I apologize, not in the Quran. Quran chapter 7, Abraham,
The
and
immigration of Abraham. So yeah, let's talk.
yes, sir.
I
Let's
mean,
see.
you know what? The Quran usurps and corrupts everything. It takes Abraham and turns Abraham into a hater, and they are
Yep.
supposed to hate us. And I had a discussion with the Muslim that was trying to claim that they are peaceful, and he always comes on the channel. I think one of the mods blocked him eventually. He was saying that the Christians are so nice. They let us into their churches and they let us pray. And I mean, Christians I don't think don't realize that when a Muslim prays from a Christian pulpit, he is desacralizing the church and turning it into a mosque.
You're destroying. You're literally destroying your church and your people. You're just stupid. You're useful. You're stupid, useful idiots for allowing Muslim to come into your church and do the things. Even if the Muslim allow you to go to their mosque and stand in the pulpit and preach Jesus, guess what? They mock you before and after. On the Friday before you go to speak to the Muslim, they mock Christianity, and then you come and speak and say, Jesus is God who died on the cross and he rose again, and you leave, and people will start, what a stupid Christian. But they
Yep.
come to your church and disgrace it by saying whatever they're going to say out of your pulpit. These are what I call. By the way, most of these churches, the one who bring Muslim to speak in America, are gay and lesbian churches. They're not churches at all. I
That is
never see a
unfortunate.
conservative brother. Their conservative church will not have me because they're afraid I may say something not biblically accurate.
Yeah, no, horrifying, horrifying. So yeah, but I think people know more. Well, I remember when I got on YouTube many years ago, when I was young and stupid. Now I'm no longer young. The people
And
didn't
you're
know
not.
much
You're
back then, but
wise.
now everybody knows the Quran. Everyone knows the Hadiths, and people are moving past the Quran and the Hadiths. People are understanding there's more to this ideology.
Yeah. Would love to have, by the way, just to announcement to all you people, this Friday, I believe 8 o'clock Central Time, we will be doing our first broadcast in the Arabic language. Brother Yusuf and Brother Muhib and myself will be launching that brand new study. similar to what we're doing, you and I, but it's in Arabic. It is funny. It's hilarious. If somebody speaks Arabic and join us just one broadcast, I guarantee you, in one broadcast, he will say goodbye to Allah, to Muhammad, and to the Quran and to Islam. There's no way. Unless that somebody is mentally ill, he could not understand what we're saying in the Arabic language. That is the only way. You can see some Muslims join our broadcast and stay Muslims after any of our
Yeah.
broadcasts. So
Yeah. No. So yeah. So
that's
let's have a look at the corruption of Abraham in the Quran, the caricature of Abraham, the cartoon of Abraham in the Quran. So the Quran states that Abraham and Lot emigrated to some land, to a piece of land, to
he will tell you they went east or west, but where? Good luck to figure out. There's no
for instance,
detail.
like we know there were weapons of mass destruction in Baghdad, north, south, east, and west. I mean, it's
Exactly.
fact.
Well, the problem is Allah does not even know where he come from. I mean, not only we don't know where he's going to, we do not know where he left. There is no information in the Quran. He was somewhere and he left to another where. You got it?
I mean, the Quran, yeah, no, but it does say how many people lived in Arabia at the time, because it says all of them.
Yeah, but sometimes he say most of them. So it depends which verse.
Okay,
If-
no, we have to, but it's going to be a multiple of 19, so that
and
will
listen
help.
to this. Look, here's another funny. He said a great number of them believed, and a greater number of them did not believe.
So a minority.
Double great. I don't know how can you have majority of them believe and majority of them did not believe. How can you do that? Can you help me out? I'm serious. If you look at most of them in the teaching of Muhammad, does Muhammad understand what is most of them? If you say most of them did not believe, that means few believe that. No. Most of them believed and most of them did not believe. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Someone here, it's very interesting on social media. People tag me all the time. Someone just tagged me about about Jewish American pedophiles, which is fine and well, but that obviously violates the Bible, and it's a sin, it's corruption, and of course it's a crime in Western law. I'm going to be posting later a bunch of Sharia references to show that pedophilia is legal in the Islamic law,
Absolutely.
legal in Islam. And I wonder how he's going to respond to that. I mean, they obviously just ignore
Brother,
that.
if you don't say pedophilia is legal in Islam, it is a halal, you're insulting Muhammad. We have to kill you for it.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm going to have to copy paste some stuff for this guy. That's going to be scary. Okay, yeah. So shall we go on then? Yeah. Right.
Amen.
So Lot believed in him, and he said, "Surely I am emigrating to my Lord. Surely he is the dear, the wise." And we granted him Isaac and Jacob, and we assigned the prophethood and the book. Oh, here's your book. Right, they gave him a book. Usama, they've got copies of this book in the library in Cairo, right? Or in Saudi Arabia. They've got copies of this book, right?
What book?
The Muslims kept copies of the book that was given,
To
the
Abraham.
book that the Quran says was given.
Yeah, but the one they got is yeah, it is the right one. Yeah, that I know that. Yeah, it's
Okay,
called
yes,
Suhaf
but
Ibrahim. Suhaf Ibrahim. It must be important because it's the word of Allah to Abraham. Yes, indeed.
I hope they have copies of the book, because somehow Muslims never seem to have copies of these books they talk about.
But they
And
believe in all of them.
they believe in things they don't have a copy, they cannot prove existed.
We know for sure it never existed.
Yeah, evidence. And we gave
Yeah.
him his wage in this world, and surely in the hereafter he is among the good. Great stuff. No one can come up with a reasonable interpretation as to where Abram and Lot emigrated, for the passages do not say where they traveled, and due to the nature and style of the writing of the Quran. However, Muslim scholars, as they do, are able to invent information about any passage. This can't be true, but we're going to find out, Osama. In the Quran, usually by taking information from the Bible. There's always disagreement among Muslim scholars, and Muslims will acknowledge that easily. Ka'b al-Akhbar said that Abraham and Lot left the land of Babel to go to the land of Haran. He also stated it was there that Terah, the father of Abraham, died, according to Ibn Kathir. Ibn
And notice
Abbas
we have a
stated,
problem. If Muslim scholars use the right names, is because they made the boo-boo. They're actually reading. You know how do I know that that gentleman he was reading from the Bible? When he give you the right name of Noah, of Abraham daddy. When he give you the information where he left and where he went to. Now I know for sure he's not just stealing information from the Bible. He's stupid because at least you need to correct. Don't put Tarih. Make it Azar. Make it the real name, like Allah said in the Quran. Why you correct Allah by quoting from the Bible the information of the Bible? You see that Tarah there, Terah. That is a biblical name. He should use Azar, not Tarah, and so on with everything they do. So they think they're interpreting the Quran when in reality they're destroying the Quran by reading and inserting the right information from the Bible. Go ahead.
Ibn Abbas stated it was the land of Mecca to which they emigrated. And I think Muslims can easily prove that Abraham was in Mecca. I mean, the evidence, we all have all the archaeology.
I can show the Kaaba he and his son built in Mecca. I mean,
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
go
no, we know
today.
for a
Right
fact
now,
they
you
had a
can
little
fly
flying
to
horse that
Mecca.
took them there.
You'll find the house they built. Yeah.
Al-Sadi stated that Abraham and Lot left the land of Shem, and there Abraham met with Sarah. She was the daughter of the king of Haran. She rejected her people's religion, so Abraham married her with the condition that he would not change her. Ibn Kathir, however, stated that it was common knowledge she was the daughter of Abraham's uncle. Common knowledge, really? Haran. Okay. Ibn Kathir stated that some claim she was the daughter of his brother Haran and the sister of Lot. They also claimed that it was customary at the time for a man to marry his brother's daughter, and Allah knows best.
That
Yeah.
is the most important fact you shared today. Everything else was hogwash. This is the only true you have shared. Allah knows best. Do you know that Usama Dakdok know better than Allah? I actually know better than Allah. Allah knows some, but Usama knows the best. I mean, even the true statement, Allah knows best, which is the best you said today, still wrong. Because I know better than Allah. As a matter of fact, anybody can open the Bible and read the pages of the Bible will know better than Allah, Jibril, and Muhammad. And their scholars. Man, oh man, Allah knows best. They don't know. So the statement Allah knows best is a great evidence they don't know. And since Usama knows best, maybe you need to read a little bit more
It was
from that book
common
and you
for
will
a man
understand.
to marry his brother's daughter. Where do they make this up?
Abraham's wife, first of all, when Abraham married, that was before Moses, before the law. And Abraham married to his sister from the same father but different mother. That is a biblical teaching. And there's nothing unusual about that in such days that people be married to their own sister, believe it or not. Adam married his own flesh. Adam's sons married their own sisters. It was a man pick up a female and unite with her, and they have a bunch of children. And obviously, when Earth grew and there was enough people for everybody to marry somebody else, God, in His wisdom, told Moses, from now on, you cannot marry your sister. Why? Because it will destroy the genes. It will make the human much weaker. And look what we have today in the Muslim world. As they continue to marry their first cousin, we have generation of mental illness, children and grandchildren. God help us. The future of the Muslim world, if they continue to do what they're doing, it will be a chaos. But anyway, so before the law of Moses, it was okay for Abraham to marry his own sister from his father, not from his mother. When we read that in the Bible, I'm going to give you the evidence of that. But in Islam, until today, you can marry your own daughter. Your own daughter, until today, if she is the daughter of a prostitute or a daughter of just a woman you have marriage was fun with, a man sleep with a woman who's not his wife, and she produce a baby girl out of pregnancy, the Muslim man today can marry his own daughter as long as it was not his wife when he had sex with. So that is the difference between the biblical teaching before the law, before Mosaic law, and after Mosaic law, and the Quran teachings in Muhammad days and until today. Go ahead, brother.
Right. So Ibn Kathir stated it is common knowledge that Abraham immigrated from Babel and that Sarah was with him. It's common knowledge, except the other scholars don't know that.
Here's my question. You know what common knowledge is?
No
Common
one asks
knowledge is
questions. Everyone knows this. That's what it is.
yes, but how much? Where do we learn anything about that from any Islamic? I mean, we're talking about Ibn Kathir here. That is a
Right.
scholar. He's telling me common knowledge, and he have no place for it except what is written in Genesis. You
Yeah.
go talk to people everywhere, nobody gonna tell you that's what it is.
Yeah. You know, how many Kaabas were there in Arabia? Something like 20 something? I can't remember. There's a big number. There's quite a number of these, like a couple of dozen at least.
Well, the people will like what Abraham and Ishmael built, so they're trying to copy their Kaaba and they make other Kaabas.
Yeah. So they continued traveling, according to Ibn Kathir, and they arrived in Egypt during the famine. That is when the king tried to take her after she and Abraham lied concerning Sarah being Abraham's sister. That was how they got Hagar the slave and animals to take to the promised land. Is that your sister or your wife? And then that's how they got Hagar and the slave animals to take to the promised land. How do these two connect? There's something missing in the middle here, or is it just me?
Well, the problem is Abraham is sorry, Ibn Kathir is copying some of he's summarizing the story in the Bible in his writings, and sadly, most Muslims do not know that. They think he's a scholar. That's how he knows that. So did he receive this revelation from Allah? Because Muhammad never mentioned anything about that. Not in the Quran, not in the Hadith. Muhammad did not know jack about Abraham or Sarah. As a matter of fact, I do not know how Ibn Kathir come up with the name Sarah. How did Ibn Kathir came with the name Ishmael, Hagar?
From the Bible. I mean,
Look at the
someone.
Quran. Find me Sarah or Hagar in the Quran. Can you find them?
No, they're not.
So how can Ibn Kathir not come up with these names?
He must have had someone who told him,
No, he just
or he had access to some kind of Bible, even if it was a Gnostic version or something. But
he read the Genesis account. Some Jew taught him, some Christian taught him. And behold, 600 years after Muhammad, Muslims start learning about Islam. God help us. How in the world Muslims before Ibn Kathir know any of this information? Unless he was
yeah,
copying Al-Tabari, and Al-Tabari was also the guy who got it from the Jews and the Christians. You see, it's all somebody copying from somebody from someplace. But besides that, you have no understanding to the Abraham of the Quran. I'm telling you, brother, Muslims believe in Abraham of the Quran and they know nothing about Abraham of the Quran. They know nothing about him. Go ahead.
yes. So they continued traveling. According to Ibn Kathir, they arrived in Egypt during the famine. That is when the king tried to take her after she and Abraham had lied concerning Sarah. Okay, so much contradictory information and babbling has been given concerning the king of Egypt and the travelings of Abraham. But for the sake of time and space, we will go no further than this. In conclusion, Ibn Kathir stated that some mighty people had invaded the land where Lot lived and took him captive. Some mighty people. The Bible actually clearly talks about who that is. It actually gives us the names. It explains what happened.
But they were mighty. So Ibn Kathir is right. He's not lying. But do we read anything about that anywhere in the Quran? No. Do we have any
No.
information about Lot in the Quran? Do you know, besides the name of Lot and the invented story about the visitors who went to Lot, we're going to get to it, by the way, in the writing here. You don't know too much about. You don't even know. Okay, I challenge Muslims to tell me what is the relationship between Abraham and Lot, how he is related to him. Was Lot Abraham's uncle? Was Lot Abraham's nephew? Was Lot Abraham's brother? Was Lot Abraham's best friend? I mean, what is the relationship between Lot and Abraham? Good luck to find out.
Yeah, hold on. So I've obviously got, this is really nuts. This is someone, I'm just going to show, oh gosh, let me bring this up. This is the kind of, you're just going to find liars on the internet. All of the Abrahamic religions have absurd, morally repugnant, outdated, and bizarre passages in their holy books. The Muhammad as a pedophile one has been debunked many times. Do they have anything more current? Now, of course, I just showed him several separate quotations from the Sharia permitting all of this, right? So this is just, I mean, it's kind of pointless talking to someone like this who clearly is just intent on being dishonest. I mean, there's no point dealing with people of this type. They have no interest in truth, they have no interest in facts, and all you can do is show these references to the audience who can then make a decision on the basis of that. But
You just you
this
just
person is just going
blocked
to lie.
you
Sorry?
just blocked that great Muslim scholar.
Yeah, because it's been debunked that Muhammad was a pedophile. It's been debunked many times.
You're so mean, man.
I mean, yeah, that means what? Sahih Bukhari, sorry, Da'if Bukhari is a liar. Da'if Muslim is a liar.
Aisha herself is a liar, man. Aisha herself, she must be drunk when she wrote what she wrote, or she said what she said. And
Yeah.
somehow we actually advised by Muhammad to take half of our religion out of Aisha. Okay, let's
Okay.
go to bed.
Yeah.
Abraham. Yeah.
This is what you're dealing with. So yeah, there's no point. I mean, at least I've now got several quotations, but of course I can invite him to a live discussion on the Sharia, but they will never accept. They refuse because they know they'll get slaughtered. I mean, they know they're lying and they kind of prove their case, whereas I can. Okay, so let me see. They took Lot's money and they took his livestock. When Abraham found out about it, he took 380 men and saved Lot. He brought back what? He brought back Lot's possessions and killed many of the. This is like telling a story to a 2-year-old. Do you know these people came, right? Big, powerful men, right? Big, nasty, and they took Lot's livestock. And then Abraham took a lot of people, like 400, and then he went after them and he killed them. He went, and then he brought back the stuff. This is talking to children, Osama. This is
Even I understand. I understand. Look like a made up cartoon for little babies. Okay, but once again, why Allah did not mention any of these little tiny information about Lot and Abraham in the Quran? Why even Kasir bother to go to the Bible and search about some information, rewrite it in a little voice children? I mean, I'm sorry to say that scholarly. If when I wrote how many papers I wrote in my college, man. I have to read lots of books. Do you know that I have to quote every book I'm quoting from his book, and I give the reference to the book, and then reference of the publisher of the book, and the page of the book, and I requote it word for word, and I put it between quotation. Why can't Ibn Kathir do that as a scholar when he copies all the stuff right and left from the Bible? Why can't he do that?
This is Zeba and Zalmunna, the kings of Midian, and it's in Judges. Gideon arose and killed Zeba and Zalmunna, and they're talking about this, and you go to Lot, the story is about, I mean, they reference these things, but there's detail here. Crescent ornaments, pendants, Midian, land, and then they speak of Lot. Lot is attacked. Hold on, actually, you know what, let me find the reference to Lot. Bugger. I have it somewhere here, I gotta find it.
I know where you're going. I know where you're going. You need to be a scholar. A scholar is a man who quote and give you reference and tell us where you come from. But Ibn Kathir made it up as if he himself is another prophet of Allah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, since I'm here, so basically, let me just cover this for a moment. So in Islam, Abraham, right? Abraham the Ivri, right? In Hebrew, the Ivrit, the Hebrew, to cross over from the other side, to cross the river, but also means a descendant, someone who's continued his journey as who descended from others. He received his news that the cousin Lot had been taken away as a prisoner of war. A fugitive brought the news to Abraham the Hebrew. And there came one that had escaped and told Abraham the Hebrew, right? And they speak here of Canaanites, Moabites, they speak of dates and times. But notice that in Islam, they created this word ifrit, right? An epithet expressing power, cunning, and insubordination, and the sense of the rebellious. So a class of powerful underground spirits, demons, in other words, demons that live underground, formidable and cunning, a jinn. So from the Ivrit, the Hebrew, they now
But
create the word ifrit to make demons. The Jews are demons.
Scholars disagree. Is afraid of the jinn or not? You understand that? Some even when you give you the afrit and the jinn, they still disagree. Don't know if afrit is a jinn or not. Some believe afrit is a good guy, and some believe afrit is a bad guy. Allah created the jinn 2,000 years before the creation of human. But afrit was a split. Somehow something wrong happened, and that's what afrit come to the existence. It was not Allah's intention to create afrit.
You mean Allah made a mistake?
Well, it just happened. Like remember one time Adam, and I hate to say that, it's just stupid here. You know how the Gog and Magog people came to exist?
No. Tell us, tell us, tell us.
Adam have a wet dream, and in his wet dream, some of his semen fall on the ground. They mix with dirt, and that's where the Gog and Magog people came from.
Hmm. Okay, fine. More of these brain stabbing images that hurt my. So I don't want to think about that. So we're gonna move on now. We're gonna move on.
Amen. Amen. Let's go ahead. Yeah.
Man,
So
this is so frustrating to read. I mean, what kind of mind is able to accept this as legitimate?
listen, religion is truth, Islam is the truth, and our scholars taught us everything we need to know. So if you don't believe, that's up to you. To you, your religion, and to me, my religion.
He chased them and kept following them. Who's the them? Who's this they?
These are the
Until
people
the
who kidnapped his body locked.
those
What's
guys.
so
Oh,
hard for you? You know what? Ask Allah. He knows best. Here, look at this.
Allah
And
knows best. They got to Damascus. I mean, this is insane. I mean, these people are named in the Bible. Where did Ibn Kathir get this information? He was following the pattern of his prophet Muhammad and copying from the Bible. The story yet is still corrupted, and much information is missing, as it is with Muhammad's writing throughout the Quran. What about the true account of Abraham's immigration as given in the Bible? The minds of toddlers, exactly. The minds of toddlers. Neither Muhammad nor his Muslim scholars read the story of Abraham directly from the Bible, because if they had, they would not have made all the errors in the Quran and the ridiculous interpretations. Yes, we can read in Genesis 11:31, Abraham's father was named Terah, not Azar, as Muhammad had written erroneously in the Quran. Terah took his son Abraham, or Abram, originally, and his nephew Lot and Sarai, who became Sarah, his daughter-in-law, the wife of Abram, and together they left Ur, the city, not the fire of the Chaldeans. During their travel, they came to Haran and stayed there. There's no such story as that of Abraham's father and the worshipping of idols. This was an entire conversation invented by Muhammad. Abraham had never broken any idols or statues of his father, of his people, nor had his father and his people thrown him into any fire. Therefore, Abraham's father would not have visited him in the fire, or his mother for 60 days. How do you visit your son in the fire for 60 days when they kicked him out of a
listen.
catapult?
She first, you see, you're telling your people wrong information. She asked Abraham, "Would you please ask your Allah to let me come in?" He said, "Just a minute, Mama." Allah said yes. She went to visit with her
You know,
son. Man, what
oh,
is wrong with you?
the same guy that comes on and lies to us. You know, there's no Christian persecution in Muslim countries to lie. Muslims, look, Muslim, you know, and I know we've had this conversation many times over the last few months. You keep coming here, you keep lying. I tell you what, how about you and I do a live stream where we read through the Sharia? We bring up the books, we read through them, and you give us your commentary and you explain to us why it is superior to all other moral systems and all the legal systems. We can read about obligatory lying, which is in the Sharia, as written by your scholars, your Mujtahid Mutlaq. We can read about child marriage and child sex because the
You
Sharia
see,
explicitly permits sex
but
with even infants who are in the cradle.
but
We can
brother
read
Lord,
about apostasy law, where you have to murder people who leave Islam and so on. All of these things that Muslims are confused about or lying about. Do you accept? Are you willing to have a discussion live to just discuss these issues? You know, like a Joe Rogan style, just a discussion. We'll show the references to the audience, and you and I discuss. Are you open to that?
but but you see, since there's still Christian live in Egypt, 10% of the country, that is a great evidence that your Usama is lying. We
Uh
only
huh.
lost. 90% of the Egyptian,
Yeah, it used to be
uh,
100% Christian. Where'd they all go?
but we still have 10%. That is a great evidence that they're not persecuted. We only lost 90%, you know?
Right.
Good.
So, Muslim, answer my question. Yes or no? Are you going to go live with me? Bring your resources if you want to, all your Sharia resources, and
What
we'll talk
resources?
about why Sharia is so superior, why we should love it as Christians, why we would see it as incredibly superior to any other moral or legal system. Yes or
Because
no? Are you
it
willing?
is the truth. And you can't handle the truth, Lloyd.
I've offered hundreds of Muslims this. I've made this offer to literally hundreds, if not like 1,000 plus at this point, over the last several years. Accept yes or no. Right? I mean, there's a declared genocide in Nigeria where Muslims are murdering Christians. We know this is happening in Bangladesh and other countries. So, yeah,
What
all we
if you
want to do is
see
have a discussion. We show the
what
Sharia, let the audience see it, and you tell us why this is good. Or you just give us your thoughts on it. That's all. Just give us your thoughts on what we read in
yes
the
or no?
Sharia.
What if you
Yes or
say
no?
you know? What if you say you know?
I mean, unless this is what's that John Week. Remember there's that guy called John Week. Yeah, I know that guy. He never she. I know it's a woman, I know it's a girl. Yeah, big mouth, no balls. So, yeah.
You're killing me, Smalls. All right.
You said no. So so okay, that's it. No, I don't. Islam. Okay, so you know what? Goodbye. Say goodbye to the camera. Have a nice life. We know you'll be back with another pseudonym. And look, do me a favor. Before you come back, find your balls. Find some. Seriously. So, right. Typical. Yeah. No balls. Look, that's typical for Muslims. They can't handle the truth. It's that simple.
He actually maybe is a Muslim woman. How do you know?
He's a Muslim what?
Woman. He's not a man.
Woman.
She
Well, I
is a
think he's a
lady. She's a lady pretend to be a man to come to just make you feel good.
look. I mean, what conflicts me is that the Bible does say, the New Testament says, and Paul speaks about, we have to watch our language. We need to, we have to be pure in language because this is one of the things we have to be as a Christian, and it's so hard for me sometimes because I mean that this is one of my failings. But I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, this guy, Muslims, in my experience, are just pussies. You are afraid and humiliated by your own Sharia. If it's so fantastic, so perfect, if it is so perfect, self-evidently perfect, why are you afraid of just discussing it, showing it? So no, they're pussies. It's that simple. All of you. Yep, he won't defend his faith. Another Muslim. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But there is
Sorry.
no faith to defend. It's a cult. He does not know how to defend his cult. Because even if it was a faith, I said that's what I believe. But it's not faith. It's a cult. It's a savage cult. It's a wicked, savage cult.
And it tells fairy tales. I mean, this is a fairy tale. This is look. Obviously, I get a lot of DMs and messages and emails from whack jobs because obviously I do what I do, and obviously people are offended by it and they want to speak up. But I have given all of these people an opportunity to fine. If you say I'm lying, you tell me I'm lying to my in my on social media. You make public claims that I am lying. So great. You know what? If you can prove that, I will give you the opportunity. We will go on a live stream. We'll have an audience, and you show everyone how I'm lying. I will let you,
But
and they
Lloyd, he
still
will
won't do
not
it.
take this opportunity because then he or she will destroy themselves. What do you mean? Okay, I just keep saying you're a liar, and that's the end of it.
Yeah,
Because that's the only thing I can do.
yeah. I'm amazed. I'm giving them an opportunity. Let's go live, and you show the whole world. This is your chance to show the world how I'm lying, and they can't do it. It's like who's lying then?
I believe the same guy here is the one who show up on my channel. He's the one who's working with Hatun Tosh. He's trying to set a debate with me. And I told Hatun, I would love to debate him. No problem. We debate. But the problem we have is he have to know Arabic. He have to understand that I need to know, does he believe in the hadith, the saying of Bukhari and Muslim? At least these are the two strong, correct hadiths,
Yep.
and we'll do the debate. But guess what? I guarantee you that guy or that lady does not know anything about Islam. They just do that to waste the time of the programs, like we have done so far in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. No, but look, I've made a public statement. People have claimed I'm lying. I will give you the opportunity to prove this. We'll bring the books. You show us how I'm lying from the same books. It's as
But they
simple
have
as
no proof, Lloyd. There's zero proof. How can I prove to you something I have no evidence of it? And if I come and talk with you, I'm going to destroy myself even worse.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah. This is. I mean, they know. So look, guys, these are paper tigers, and I've got on my social media on X, I've got a standing pinned comment saying, look, if they want to come and up and have a talk with me, let's do it. And no takers yet. It's been how many? 5 years? No takers. Very interesting. You know. Yeah. Let's continue. Let's just continue. So now Abraham he was shot out of a catapult and that was on fire, right? He was shot out of a burning catapult and he was on fire and his mother visited him for 40 to 60 days. How did she get up there with the how far was he shot? Was he orbiting the planet?
Because the fire was so hot. So they have to throw him with a catapult.
This
Otherwise,
was
whoever's going to throw him in the fire is going to be burned.
this was a SpaceX catapult designed by Elon Musk or in Genesis 12:5, the Bible states that Abraham and his wife Sarai and his nephew Lot continued to travel from Haran with their possessions till they came to the land of Canaan. Not only does the Bible tell us the truth, but it gives us the details. Yes! I advise the reader to read the account of Abraham in Genesis. There we find the names of the city and how Abraham and Lot separated. Abraham lived in the land of Canaan and Lot in Sodom and Gomorrah.
And by the way, we know that Sodom and Gomorrah were 5 cities next to each other, and God destroyed 4 and left one for Abraham to escape to.
You know, Abraham lies. Ibn Kathir stated that Bukhari said, that Abu Huraira said, that Khatibi said, that Joseph said, that Hami said, that Mehmet said, that.
And by the way, I cut some of the names out. So if you think I have too much, if you read it in the Arabic writings, sometimes they're like 30 names, 40 names. And the amazing thing is we don't know any of these people ever existed. There's zero evidence that these names, I mean, we know a couple, 3 of them, but the rest is made up. Go ahead.
And so they said that Abraham said, so no, that Abu Huraira said, that George Washington said, that Abraham lied only 3 lies. It's so, and this is, and George Washington said, I cannot tell a lie. So George Washington you can rely on.
He must be there. Yeah.
He lied first concerning Allah when he said, surely I am sick. Okay, that's pretty serious. Yeah, that's pretty serious. I mean, I know Muhammad phoned Muhammad phoned into the office one day and he told his boss, I'm sick. And his boss said, what's wrong?
Yeah.
He says, you're sick. What's wrong? And he said, no, I'm sleeping with a 9-year-old.
Oh, man, that must make him sick. It make me sick. Even think about it.
Very sick. Second, he lied when confronted with the Broken Idols. Okay. That sounds like a rock band, the Broken Idols. That's like, I can just see these guys going, yeah, I can just see them like with a riff of the guitar.
No, but Lloyd, do you know the story behind these lies? Okay. When he said he was
been a while since I've read this, yeah. Go on.
He was supposed to worship he's supposed to worship some gods, but he chose not to go and worship, and he lied and said, I'm sick. Man. The second one, he actually, from the story of the Quran, he broke all the idols and he put the hammer or the sludge hammer on the shoulder of the biggest one. And they said to him, did you break all these idols? He said, no, it was the biggest one. So he lied again here. Okay. How about the third lie?
That is Abraham. I'm sorry, just wow. Shameful. Yeah.
He lies 3 times, man.
Yeah. And he said the biggest did it. Wow. How can you say that? He said the biggest idol broke all the other idols. It took a hammer and it broke the other idols. So therefore the Muslims said the biggest one did it. Hell, we're worshipping the biggest one then.
Akbar, Allah
Akbar. Exactly. The biggest one must be Allah. So The third time was when he said that Sarah was his sister when they met with the giant. Uh-huh. Yeah. I knew that was coming. I knew it was going to be a giant. I,
Come
yeah,
on, man.
there's
The
a
king was big. He was so strong in the land. He's a
there's a
giant.
twist in the tale. I'm amazed. This is great stuff. There's a giant now. It's you see the Bible is kind of boring. So Muhammad said, you know what, guys, if we,
Add some flavor.
let's reconceptualize here. Let's add a giant. Let's add a one-legged man.
But don't you think that will catch people's attention? Hello. If you
I
just
mean,
say the king.
it's working for all the movies lately. I mean, like, hello, it's like, you know, and yeah, so it was said to the giant, there is a man here who is a woman or has a woman who is the most beautiful of the people. He said to the So the giant asked Abraham concerning her, who is she? And Abraham said, she is my sister. And then the giant said, fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the lie of an Abraham. It, for sure. True story. That's
But notice when you hear the story as it says, you think that Ibn Kathir was there. I mean, he literally saw what happened because he gave us more details than that which is written in the Bible. That means he had access to what happened, or Allah revealed to him. Either way, there's something unusual.
Yeah, because when the giant tried to take Sarah, his hands became paralyzed. Oh man,
See,
that's
you could never see that in the Bible. Yeah, show me the details here. If you think your Bible is good and have all the information details, I'm sorry, you're missing so much information. You need to learn about the truth from Ibn Kathir himself. See?
yeah, wow. Okay, so he said to Sarah, call on Allah and I will not harm you. So she called on Allah. She said hello, are you the biggest
Hello,
rock?
Allah.
Are you the
Allah, is this
big
Sarah?
Yeah, is this the hand paralysis repair center? Are you Allah, the guy that fixes the hand? Look, there's a
And,
giant
and,
here.
you know what's amazing? To prove that Ibn Kathir did not know what he's talking about, according to that session alone, at this time, her name was not Sarah, but her name was Sarai. Imagine that. He put the wrong name for the story. Later, when she have her son, Isaac, God renamed her to Sarah. But right now, her name is Sarai. You
The
see
only
what I'm
thing
saying?
missing, yeah, we just need a time traveling flying donkey monster and a talking penguin. Yeah, that's all that's missing from the story.
Oh, it's coming. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Actually, it's coming. Just hold your horses or your camels. It's coming up.
This is nuts. So she called on Allah and the giant was healed. So when the giant tried to take her again, oh, what a nasty liar. And he became
Again.
paralyzed even worse. So
It
she
was,
asked her to call on Allah again. Then he said, she was not a human. She was a devil. And then I can just see a bunch of 3-year-olds sitting there going,
I don't even think they have this in cartoon, man. Cartoon is not that. I mean, it's a little bit. This is more exaggeration than that which you see in Tom and Jerry. I've seen Tom and Jerry all the time. I just watched Duffy Duck the other day. He did not have that.
wow. Yeah, okay. Then he said she was not a human, she was a devil. So he put Sarah out and gave her hey. Oh, he was paralyzed and he could do nothing. So she had to pray to Allah to release him. So now he's paralyzed even worse. So he puts her out. How did he do that if he's paralyzed?
Well, he ordered the people to throw her out in his place. Yeah. I
Does it
remember.
say that in the book?
That-
So
listen, listen, I can give you a little bit more detail. That happened on the afternoon when it was raining outside. I can hear the rain from the window.
peace be upon him. And so he gave her Hagar. So she came to Abraham while he was standing praying. She said, Allah is sufficient concerning the unjust, and he gave me Hagar as a servant. The story is repeated many times in different words, but where did the Muslim scholars come up with this myth?
Okay. If
Heaven
you, I'm
alone
not
knows.
kidding you. You think what you read right now is bad? You need to read the rest of the story invented by Ibn Kathir and his wonderful scholars. It will make, I know, look at my head. How much hair do I have? That's exactly what happened. I lost all my hair because once when I get tired and I pull my hair out, I pull my hair out. Look what happened. Are you happy? See, I'm saving you some hair on your head
That's
and I'm
because
not
we know,
giving
Ray,
you.
we know there's mental activity because grass does not grow on a busy street.
So just be thankful. I only wrote you one of 10 stories. If you read the other nine, first of all, this broadcast will go for 50 years to finish my book. Number two, you'll have no hair. So, hey, that's double blessing, man. Count it a
Yeah.
blessing.
But here's the thing, according to Islam, prophets are perfect. And yet, you've got a prophet that lies 3 times.
But that's only three times you can lie. He did lie. And in Islam, by the way, you can only lie to three people, three groups. You can lie to your wives, and you can lie to your enemies, and you can lie to your friends. But besides that,
Technically,
you
it's people you disagree with. Technically, you can lie to people you disagree with. If there's a disagreement, then so if you like, we disagree with Muslims, they can lie to us, and that's it. Blanket permission to lie.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He only
mashallah.
lied twice though. He did not lie about her being his sister because she was a half sister from the same father, but not the same mother. Instead, the lie here was he did not acknowledge that she was his wife. The first
That
time,
is a lie. He did not lie to him. Said, "Oh, she is my sister." He did not. He did not tell him she's my wife, and he did that, by the way, as an agreement with her before they went to Egypt. He actually, you read the scripture, guys. He told her, "You are beautiful." And actually, I think it's coming. Go ahead, keep reading, bro.
yeah. So the first time took place when Abraham went to Egypt in the first famine, as written in Genesis 12:11. When Abraham went to Egypt with Sarah due to severe famine, he was afraid that he might be killed because of the beauty of his wife, since this was a common occurrence at the time. I mean, yeah, like David and the wife of this guy that he sent to the front. I mean, yeah, if a husband had a beautiful wife, the people would kill the husband to take the wife for themselves. So Abraham lied and asked his wife Sarah to lie. He was given many gifts of animals and slaves because of Sarah, but the Lord protected Sarah and did not allow Pharaoh to touch her. He gave him a case of paralyzed hands.
No, no, no. It was no paralyzed hands. Uh, by the way, the king of Egypt, if you think about it, is different than Muhammad ibn Abdullah. Because when you go be in a relationship with a king, they have to be involved in purification and cleansing. And, the women have to be pure and clean and ready for the king to sleep with. On the other hand, Muhammad ibn Abdullah killed Safiya, the daughter of Hayy, father and brother and husband, on the same night. Same night. He had her in his tent. Ask Abu Ayyub, who's standing outside the tent, looking from the hole of the tent, and Muhammad realized that somebody's outside watching live pornography. So Muhammad enjoyed himself sexually with a woman whom he killed her husband in the same night.
I know, shocking.
What if she was pregnant by her first husband?
He doesn't care. That's the issue here. He doesn't
And
care.
then and Muhammad used to go and circle around all his wives in one night, sleep with all of them with one wash.
Yeah. Isn't Darcy a regular on Eric's channel? Darcy Campbell.
Dorsey is also, she comes with us as well. Yes, she's in my other channel.
Yeah. Okay.
Wonderful
Yeah,
soul.
just because I recognize the name, I just wonder, should we invite Darcy up?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to see her if she's gonna show her camera. I'm not sure if she will do that or not,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Darcy, I mean, if you'd like to pop in, there's the link in the chat, so you can always come up. Okay, so let me see. So the Lord struck Pharaoh and his house with great plagues. Pharaoh rebuked Abraham when he found out that Sarah was Abraham's wife. Then Pharaoh asked his people to send Abraham and his wife away in peace. We're encouraged the reader to read the entire passage in Genesis 12:11-20. So in Genesis 20:1-18, the second time that he lied was to Abimelech. This time, Abraham was traveling south to Gerar and lied for the same reason. Abimelech, king of Gerar, took Sarah, but God spoke to him in a dream at night and said that he was dead because the woman he had was a married woman. Up to this point, Abimelech had not touched her. He asked God in a dream if he would destroy a righteous nation. You know what? It seems like here Muhammad was wanting to violate the law of God because he doesn't believe in this God. So he wanted to do the exact opposite. That's why.
brother, Muhammad lived that all his life in disobedience to everything was given in the scripture. Everything. I asked and I challenged Muslim to show me one sin Muhammad did not commit. Just one sin. Can some Muslim come up and say, here is a sin Muhammad did not commit? And I promise you, it is there in their books. In their books. Not in some Christian books or some Jewish writers' books. Okay.
Yeah, no. Yep. So then he asked God in a dream if he would destroy a righteous nation, since Abraham and Sarah had both told him they were brother and sister. The king told God that he was an innocent man. God told him that he knew that he had taken her with a sincere heart, and that is why he had kept him from sinning against God. God told him to then return the woman to her husband, that Abraham was a prophet, and he would pray for Abimelech so that he would live.
Now,
However,
here, by the way, brother, if you don't mind, I have to quick comments here.
yes,
In Islam, they believe that prophets do not sin. We Christians do not believe prophets do not sin. All have sinned. You know what all means? That's everybody. But at the same time, Muhammad committed every sin, but Muslim will not acknowledge that he was sinning.
but the Muslims cannot admit that Muhammad is less than perfect because that is Sab al-Rasul, that is insulting Muhammad.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. Must be
And the
true.
penalty for that, we all know what the penalty is if you insult Muhammad.
Off with your heads.
Yes. So yeah, however, if Abimelech did not do that, then he and all his people would surely die. Once again, Abimelech rebuked Abraham for what he had done. Then Abimelech returned Sarah to Abraham along with livestock, slaves, and silver. Abraham prayed for Abimelech, and the king was healed. Healed of what, though? Then his wife and the servants who had been barren became fertile and able to have children. Ah, okay. Yeah, please pin the link so it remains to be seen. Okay, hold on. I just got to pin this link. I am now pinning the link. The link has now been pinned. The pinned link has now been pinned. I'll drop it now again in the chat. So I've dropped it in the chat again just below your comment, and it's also pinned. So,
Man.
the birth of Ishmael. Ishmael would have to be the most important prophet because he was the firstborn son of Abraham, and Muslims claim he was the father of the Arab nation. But that is not always the case because David is called the firstborn, but David is not the firstborn.
That's true. Yeah.
Arabs believe they are his descendants, and they claim Muhammad was the greatest prophet. With what miracles? Let's ask a reasonable question. How much do they know about Prophet Ishmael? About as much as they know about Lot, Abraham, Moses, and everyone else, right?
We mean
We're
they
going to
know
ask,
nothing.
yeah, I guess we're going to
Ah,
have to ask Ibn Kathi. We're going to have to ask Ibn Kathi about that. The
yeah.
fact is, the name Ishmael appears 12 times in 12 verses, as well as 5 times in Quran 2, 125 to 141. Ishmael is mentioned in Quran 2, 125, where he helps his father to purify the house for prayer. And when we made the house as a resort for people and a haven, and take from the place of Abraham a place of prayer. And we made a covenant with Abraham and Ishmael, that purify my house for those who march around it, and the dwellers and the kneelers and the worshippers. Okay? In verse 2, 127, Ishmael is mentioned as helping his father Abraham to build the house, the Kaaba. Shouldn't the house be built before it is purified, as stated in verse 125? You're confusing me with the facts here, Osama.
In my editing version, I will take that out. Don't worry about it. We'll
Yeah,
delete this line.
this is because you see, first they had the Zoolander house for ants and then people marched around that to see if they could get the whole marching thing right, and then because Adam built it, it was like, and Adam was 30 meters tall. He built a 35-meter tall house, but then the difficulty was that it was a little too big for Abraham and Ishmael, so they had to shrink it down. So
You're moving in the right direction, except we have it backwards, but that's okay.
I'm doing my best here. Okay, I'm doing my best. You're dealing with
And
African
I'm so
education here,
proud of
Usama.
you.
You should know what it's like.
I'm so proud of you, man. Not proud,
Wow,
but proud.
that is amazing. That is wow. That was a miracle. So, what a strange order. And when Abraham was raising the foundations of the house in Ishmael, our Lord, accept from us, surely you are the hearing, the knowing, our Lord, and make us Muslims to you, and among our offspring a Muslim Ummah to you, and show us our ritual, and relent on us. Surely you are the relenting, the merciful. This is like gobbledygook. Our Lord, and raise to them a messenger from among them, who recites your verses to them, and teaches them the book and the hikmah, and purify them. Surely you're the dear, the wise. Hold on. Why would they need a what? Oh, hold on. Abraham is with the people, praying for the people, amongst the people, for someone to come to the people as a prophet to the people.
Muhammad, peace be upon him. You see,
He say,
this is
look,
a
these people need a prophet. Please send them a prophet. The prophets Abraham is saying to in front of the people to Allah, please send these people a prophet because they don't have a prophet.
why can't Abraham be that prophet and move on? Is that what you're
Yeah,
trying to say?
so Abraham is a prophet, Ishmael's a prophet, but the people don't have a prophet because the prophets are praying for Allah to send a
Now
prophet to
you
the
now
people
you're
they're praying
now
for.
you're giving me a headache by your logic. You see, we're getting even now. We're good. We're good.
And then Raf is asking you, how can they call themselves Muslims when Abraham lived? Like what Muslimy stuff was going on back then?
You have to understand now. Muslim means submitted to Allah. Muslim means believe in Allah. On the same time, we know that Abraham was a Muslim because he prayed one of the lines behind Muhammad when Muhammad went to on his barak all the way to the mosque, which never existed. But he there when he prayed, uh, Abraham was there, and Abraham prays the Muslim prayer. So don't believe what Muslims say that Muslim means submitter because Muslims actually mean believe in Muhammad. Adam believes in Muhammad. And since Adam was a Muslim, all the descendants of Muhammad by nature are Muslims. Okay? End of story.
Right. I hope it's the end of the story because I can't take much more of this.
Well, what I meant, end of my line, not the story. The story goes on and on and on. The pen
That's
of
what I was
Allah.
afraid of.
Yeah.
In verses 127 to 129, Abraham and Ishmael are praying to Allah that He will send Muhammad. They're saying, hey, look, I'm Abraham, this is Ishmael, we are the prophets of Allah sent to this people, but we aren't any good. We kind of just not competent. We just don't have what it takes. Please send Moho. Just like really, really please, because we just want to get out of
Yes.
here.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, no prophet was sent to them before. Exactly. No prophet was sent to them before. Exactly. So therefore they were sent a prophet whose job was to pray for a prophet to be sent. That
Amen.
makes yeah, that's exactly how this works. This is clear proof that Muhammad was interjecting
But
himself as a prophet.
here's the problem. Here's the problem. When Abraham went to Mecca to build the Kaaba, do you know how many Arabs were living there?
All of them.
None of them. You got the wrong answer. Why? Because because there was no Arab yet.
No, but Hagar was running up and down between the mountains,
I
and there was
understand. I
no
understand.
and there was no and there was no Zamzam well,
But you
and there
see,
was nothing there except she was in the middle of the biggest, earliest, oldest city in the world.
but here's the problem. Here's the problem. Hagar, the mother of Ishmael, the mother of the Ishmaelites, never even lived there. So you're talking about the wrong woman in the wrong place.
No, she walked over 1,000 kilometers with a jug of water and a fire and an 8-year-old or 10-year-old boy. Everyone knows that. She walked across a
That is
desert that
common.
had
I
no
know
life
it
in it.
was common knowledge in your head or in your, as so-called Muslim scholars' head, but that's not biblical. That's not true. We're gonna show you this and prove this to you from the scripture. The Bible is much better than any scholar in the world because the Bible has the true information, clear information. What are you gonna read to me? Go ahead, man. Make my day.
Just going
What
to
you got?
bring up this. Hold on. That's Abraham's journey. That's great. But now, okay, here we go. Just so that everyone knows, yeah. So we know that Abraham died in Beersheba, right? This is about 20 something. It's about 20 miles. I don't know. It's like let's just pick a rough number, 50 k's from Jerusalem or whatever. And she walked. So here, she walked with an 8 or 10-year-old boy. She walked all the way from Beersheba. She walked 1,199 kilometers to Mecca.
No, no, no. You don't understand. No, 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 no. Abraham went with her, took her and Ishmael was a little boy. She still breastfeed him at the time. Not that big boy you see in the picture. That is not accurate information. And then
Okay,
he
so she
lives there.
He didn't. No, no. You say no, no. He gave her 3 dates, and so he didn't. So she had the, and he left her
You're
under a
reading, you're,
tree.
brother, you're reading the wrong story of the Muslim scholar. I'm telling you the right story of the Muslim scholars. Okay, you confuse your audience right now. Ishmael was still a baby, and he's breastfed by his mama, and she and her and his mama, he and her, she and her and him and Abraham went all the way down there, and then she said, "Oh, Abraham, are you going to leave us here alone?" Oh, Abraham, he said nothing. He just kept walking away.
She's
Oh,
like, yeah,
Abraham,
yeah,
there is
yeah,
no food. Listen, there is no people. There is no food. There's nothing here. He just kept
yeah,
going. Oh, Abraham, did Allah tell you to do that? And
yeah.
then he left
So,
behind. He said,
so
yes.
here I've got the numbers now. So Abraham is associated with Hebron and Beersheba, right? And that's a journey of 43 kilometers. And just for reference, Jerusalem to Beersheba is 70 kilometers, 43 miles from Jerusalem to Beersheba, and Hebron to Beersheba is 27 miles or 43 kilometers. So the walk that she took is only 43 kilometers, and you can do that in a couple of days, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's water along the route. So it's a common route. In fact, it's a well-traveled route. Whereas we're supposed to believe that they traveled 1,200 kilometers across unlivable desert.
Yeah, but Allah is able to do whatever He can. Let me tell you something. Do you know that when Abraham used to visit his son Ishmael, the earth used to fold for him? You don't know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Look.
Yeah, also, I'll give you some notes. So Hagar's 1,200-kilometer walk, the Islamic view. So Muslims are taught that the well is Zamzam in Makkah. Hagar and the infant, yes, you're right, the infant Ishmael traveled 1,200 k's with literally one bottle of water on foot across arid, uninhabited, harsh desert. So in the standard Islamic narrative, Abraham walks them there, then leaves them under a tree with some dates, and he walks back 1,200 kilometers.
But
Now,
also, I'm not joking. Muslim scholars said the earth used to fall. So here is Haran, here is Mecca, and the earth used to fold like that. So he only walked a little distant. And after he finished walking, the earth opened again. Come on,
no
man.
way.
I'm
Holy
serious.
moly. This is science, man.
It's in the book. It's in the book. The earth used to fold for Abraham.
Old,
Every
right.
time he used to visit, it's fold and go back, bend and go back. Allah can do whatever He wants. You know how big Allah is? Allah is so big. Allah is bigger. He's great.
He's bigger. Okay,
Yes.
great. Now, she searched for water between Safa and Marwa hills, and Muslims tell us that Ishmael's heel touched the ground and opened up a well, or it was an angel's heel, or the angel's wing dug the well. And Mecca is the oldest inhabited city on earth. In Quran 14:37, Our Lord, I have settled part of my descendants in a barren valley by your sacred house, that they may maintain the prayer. That's a very precise location. That's like GPS
And,
coordinates. In a
you know,
barren valley by your house.
the secret house was already there. The one which Abraham and Ishmael are gonna build.
And she sat there under a tree with no life, no wells, no water, no people, no food in the oldest city in the world. So that is a stupid story. And
I
this
know.
Islamic narrative,
But here's another fact. What are we going to do with the biblical account that she was Egyptian? She got lost in Be'er Haran, in Be'er Faran, and then she went to Egypt and got her son Ishmael, an Egyptian wife.
right?
What are you going to do with the true biblical account? We throw it in the garbage can to appease the Muslims who believe in nonsense?
I suggest my advice is we burn a Quran, personally, but burn all of them for that matter. Well,
If you here's my objection on that. It is the only evidence we can use to destroy Islam.
correct.
Why will I
And you know
burn
what's interesting, Osama? This narrative of Abraham's walk with Hagar is dated at earliest to 827 AD. The dating of
AD?
this story is 200 years after Muhammad died.
Well, but it makes sense. I can understand from it what happened, so it must be true.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is yeah. So this is the nonsense that we are supposed to somehow accept as true.
And you see, here's the Kaaba. I can see the picture. Hello, can't you
Yeah,
see
by
it?
the way,
That's the
Muslims are
evidence.
saying, actually, let me show you also. This is the Hatam, right? This wall here, this retaining wall, and you've got these three stars here. And then Abraham, Ishmael, and Hagar are buried here between this wall of the Kaaba and this red line. So, according to Islamic tradition, Abraham and Ishmael and Hagar are buried here. Their
What
bodies are
if I
here.
show you in the Bible that Ishmael was buried some far, far away land from here, 1,000+ miles away from there?
No, I mean,
Long.
look, seriously, the Muslims, I promise you, Osama, that they can use a ground penetrating radar and we can get the DNA from the skeletons. They can dig them up tomorrow. If you just ask them, they will prove it. They will prove that Ishmael and Hagar are buried right there because according to Islamic tradition, Ishmael and Hagar buried there. True story. Fact.
But do you know that if you go and open it, according to Islam, you will see the body of Ishmael still in full shape. It never deteriorate, it never decay, it never became dust. It's he's still there with his hair, his eyes, his
Yeah, it's
teeth,
that's like the
nose.
guy that was trapped in the wall. You know, the guy who learned to walk through walls, but he got trapped inside the wall one day and he's still screaming inside it, trapped underground. That's what Allah does for you when you're an idiot. Traps you underground. You never die. You wish you
You,
die.
you mean you don't believe in that?
I'm just thinking the guy's gone insane by now, trapped underground, alive.
Do you know
What
that
is
there's
God?
some
Please
people,
help me.
according
Please
to
let me
Muhammad,
out.
listen, according to Muhammad, some people who sin against Allah, Allah makes them sink in the seven earths, and they still until now, still going down in the seven earths. From the days of
Um,
Muhammad until the 1400 years, they're still going down, man. Don't make fun of Allah's messenger because then maybe this will happen to you.
yeah, yeah. And then of course the story of Burak Airways. Now, the earliest datable mention of Burak Airways taking Abraham and Hagar, because Abraham went to visit Ishmael many times. And how did he
Yep.
get 1,200 kilometers from Hebron all the way to Mecca? Well, the first datable, the earliest mention of Burak is by a poet called Ajaj, right, in 715, who mentions it in connection with Abraham. This is a century after Momo.
You mean he used to run? Abraham used to ride the Burak, not the earth fall for him.
He used to ride the Burak, and this is mentioned in a poem by a man called Ajaj, like a century after Mo died, 85 years later, in a poem. And somehow it's now
But
tradition in
that's
Islam.
not the true story, sir. You're trying to confuse me. I saw the true story. He just used to walk.
Um, yeah, he had special boots, 7 league boots. I mean, every time he took one step, it was like he took like 20 meters with one step, and he would. It was special boots. Yeah, it's Tesla boots, and it's like if you Tesla boots. Yeah, and
That's
and
Abraham.
that's Abraham, and that was that Mo. No, this is the Momo,
Oh man, I saw that's Abraham.
and this is the Burak. It has the face of a woman, the body of a horse, the tail of a peacock, and it has the feet of a goat, or something like that. And it's got the mind of a deer.
What are the wings? I saw he also have two wings. But wait a minute, it used to be white, man. Why you make him black? You're changing everything, man. You confuse me. You
Look,
become like
man, yeah. So hold on, let me tell you a short story about this. Okay,
yeah.
most of these narrations are from Mo himself. State he descended from the Burak in the Beit al Maqdis, prayed in the mosque that was not in Mecca. Sorry, he went to Jerusalem and prayed in the mosque in Jerusalem. This is a century before the no. This is what 85 years before the Muslims went to Jerusalem and built a mosque.
Well, no, 40s, 40 something like 40 some years, not 80.
So they went to Jerusalem in like 685 or something. So this is like 50 years before they built a mosque in Jerusalem. But
Yeah.
Mo went to a mosque in Jerusalem at the
And
time, which was Jewish.
he described everything when the people said, okay, tell us how it looked like. It's oh yeah. And he told
Yeah,
them how it looked like.
and then he ascended to the skies with
Wait a minute,
Gabriel.
wait a minute. I thought he was describing this temple of Solomon.
You're confusing people with the facts here, Osama, and that goes against Islam. Okay,
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry.
yeah, because I get confused with the facts myself. So Gabriel himself, alone, or with two other angels, not alone, or with one other angel, brought Burak on the night of Isra. So when Mo mounted it, it was disobedient. So Gabriel hit the Burak in the face.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a
Wow.
bad Burak. Bad, bad Burak. So Darcy
Bad.
hasn't joined us. She's in the chat here. I see you, Darcy. I see you. We see you. We see you.
maybe she doesn't want to show, man. Maybe she just don't want it. Hey, offer her one of my books. If she get one of my books, she will jump
I will send
immediately.
you a free page of Osama's book if you come up. One free
No,
page.
we'll send her a whole book, man. What do you mean a free page? Give me a break. We'll send her a whole book. Anyway,
We'll send you a whole book. Okay, that's fine. Fine. Okay. In verse 2, 133, Ishmael's
yeah.
name is mentioned as one of the forefathers of Jacob. This is an error. Actually, Ishmael was the half brother of Isaac, and so he was Jacob's uncle. As the verse says, all were you witnesses when death came to Jacob, when he said to his sons, what will you serve after me? We're going to serve hot dogs, and then we're going to serve corn dogs, and then we're going to serve some ice cream, and then we're going to serve some coffee.
Uh,
And then they said, we will serve your God and the God of your fathers, Abraham and Ishmael and Isaac. One God to him, and we are Muslims.
can you imagine? Ishmael is the fathers of God. Help me.
Just trying to understand, just trying to make sense of this, just trying to my brain just goes, huh? It is painful. So verse
You mean
136 says
you
that
mean the
Ishmael had
uncle?
received a revelation.
Yeah.
So Muslims believe in Prophet Ishmael and his book, his revelation, without knowing anything else about it. So where's the Injil? Where's the book Allah gave to Abraham? Where's the books? Actually, it's books, multiple books. Abraham got like 50 books. Where are the
It's
books given
Suhuf.
to
The word
Ishmael?
Suhuf is like newspapers, man. Bunch of newspapers.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. This is nuts. So yeah. So where are any of these books that they believe in? They can't. I mean, there's not even a reference in other authors, in other scholarship that reference these books, that tell us these books were real, that they existed. No one
What do you mean?
quotes them.
When Ibn Kassir speaks, man, you don't need reference. What reference you're talking about?
But the Bible, you can literally reconstruct the Bible 100% from quotes from people who wrote about the Bible, who were quoting it. There are so many quotes about the Bible that you can literally lose the entire Bible
And
and
you're
reconstruct
talking about a book written 600 years before Muhammad was born. The New
it. She
Testament,
says she would love to
600 years
join
before
though, but
Muhammad was born.
she's well. I'll send this link again. I'll drop it in the chat in case. But yeah, it is pinned. It is pinned. It's in the pinned comment. Okay, so I think she's saying no.
That's okay. You know what? Next time, maybe she needs to put some makeup and fix her hair, and maybe have a glass of cup of coffee or
I
something.
did my hair. I even brushed my teeth. Oh boy.
Hey,
Uh,
hey, I want to say a conclusion when we get to the end. I'm holding myself to say it, but let's keep reading a little bit more.
right. So verse 136. We believed in Allah and what has been sent down to us, and what has been sent down to Abraham and Ishmael and Isaac and Jacob. What was sent down to them? Show me, get me a copy of this. And what has been given to Moses and Isa, and what has been given to the prophets from their Lord. We do not
Wait a minute.
differentiate.
Are we talking about? Oh, no, no, no. And what? You know what and means? And what has been given to them? You mean these people before were not prophets? Listen to the verse again. And what has been sent down to? Is Abraham a prophet or not? Ishmael a prophet or not? Isaac a prophet or not? Jacob a prophet or not? A spot, man. You know what a spot is? These are the 12 sons of Jacob. I don't know, they made them all prophets and they all got books, mashallah. And what has been given to Moses and Isa, and what has been given to the prophets? What are the prophets they're talking about in the word here, the prophets?
I give up, man. I give up.
We different.
So,
We do not. We as Allah, by the way, here do not differentiate between any of them. And by the way, in another verse in the Quran, Allah said we favorite some of them above the others. So I do not know. Does Allah treat all prophets the same, or Allah have favorite prophets than others? Why we have 5 great prophets in Islam if Allah treats them all the same?
and not one single one of them has their book preserved. Muslims can't show us a single page from all the books they got.
And at the same time, Allah in the Quran said none can change the word of Allah. mean, it's a bigger problem. The more you and I talk, the more we're digging deeper, deeper, deeper burial for Islam, Allah, Muhammad, and Jibreel.
You know,
How can all these people have books? And Allah said, none can change his books and the right of his books. Somebody is stronger and smarter than Allah, and that somebody destroyed Abraham's book, and that somebody destroyed Ishmael's book. By the way,
that's very
Abraham's book.
kind of you to speak of me that way. Thank you.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you were just talking about me a moment ago. You know, you were saying somebody is stronger than Allah. It's
I was
like,
speaking of myself in the third person, like Allah
oh,
does all over the Quran.
sorry about that. Yeah, Jewish. Okay, no, that's definitely you are
But
the.
think about the logic of the word of Allah according to Islam. Nobody can touch the word of Abraham, but somehow that somebody touched them and they're destroyed, they're gone.
They're missing. You know where they are. I know where they are. There are
Yeah,
tunnels under Gaza, and
that's where you can find them right now. If you go search there, you'll find them.
yes, you can. You can. I think we need to get a project together, an expedition. We need to get some people and some torches. Bring some torches and some hot dogs and probably some water and rat poison, and we go down there and we look for those things because I think it's in Gaza because it's the oldest. Gaza's 1 million years old. It's like the oldest country in the world. You know,
Yep, that's
it's
true.
it's actually the oldest country. Hang on, I'll show you guys in a moment. Someone just joined us, but let me just have a quick look here.
I think Allah is the one who created Gaza first.
Yeah, let me just show people this, just so you know, and then I will. Let me get. Hello, Mr. Shirksalot. Yeah, have a look at this. This is Travel Palestine. Just so you know, the nation of Palestine is 1 million years old, because it says here, with a history that envelops more than 1 million years. Palestine has played a role in human civilization, right? The alphabet, religion, and literature all developed here in Palestine, which is 1 million years old. Can you believe it?
Who wrote that?
This is from Palestine's official tourism website. Hello,
Man,
Mr. Slot. How are you?
amazing, amazing.
Hold on.
So we
I'm
know
getting
from
feedback
the Bible,
from.
since we're talking about Abraham, until our friend
Hi,
here.
blessings. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Amazing,
Wonderful.
amazing.
Sorry,
So
you're getting feedback. Can you
we
please
know
shut
from
the
the
full
Bible,
browser, please?
since we're talking about Abraham, until our friend
Hi,
here.
blessings. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you need to shut
Yes, we
off the
can hear
browser.
you.
You need to shut off your
Amazing.
YouTube, please.
So are you getting feedback? Can you please shut the Bible, please?
Yep, that's a problem. Feedback. Hello.
Uh-huh.
All right. So you know what I realize, Lloyd? Muslims do not have logic or common sense, and they do not know anything about anything. How about that? Does this make sense?
So you know what I realize,
Oh my word.
Lloyd? Muslims do not have logic or common.
What's going on, Lloyd?
Sorry, Dossie, I had to kick you there because that was something very weird was happening. I was getting feedback on my side once you connected. This is so sorry about that. My yeah. Hopefully we can fix that.
You just don't want to buy her my book. That's what you're trying to say.
It was free, right? It was free, so I.
It's free for her, but it cost you some money. But that's okay. Here's the deal: if Abraham lived 1,800 years before Christ, how in the world are you gonna put that article here you have in front of you to be any part of true history?
Um, yeah, no, it's 1 million years old. These guys are the oldest civilization on Earth. A
Well,
million
so they were there
years
before
old.
Adam and Eve, huh? They were there before creation.
Yes, a history of more than 1 million years. The crucible of prehistoric cultures. It is where settled society, the alphabet, religion, and literature developed. And they invented here the Boeing 747. They invented the rocket engine. They invented
Okay.
here the big
My
pen.
question is, are these people Muslims?
For sure, 100% true story.
And they believe in Allah and Adam and Eve?
They were Muslims. They believed in a one God.
But
Yeah.
do they believe in the Quran?
They see people who believe in one God are Muslims. You see, because that's what Islam means. You are loyal to your
Okay.
God.
Let me put it to you in a couple
Oh,
of
I've
simple.
heard that nonsense over and over recently. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's why everyone's a
But
Muslim.
here's
Even
the truth.
Buddhists are Muslims.
These Muslims are literally, their mind has been infiltrated by evolution. And since they do not have an answer from their Quran about evolution, they will use the Quran and evolution together. And that makes them in a worse scenario. You have to believe A, there is God, there is creation, or believe B, there is evolution, and there is no God, and there is no creation. You cannot have it both ways. You can't.
Yeah. Yeah, pity Dossie, but next time, enjoy your day at work. Yeah, no, this is yeah, look,
And
this
that's the
is
problem I
frustrating.
have with even some Christians who say, well, maybe God used evolution to bring us to this world. When in reality, the Bible does not teach that. And there are so many Christian doctrines have to be set aside, disbelieved in, to believe in evolution. That is how
Mhm.
great is the work of the deception of Satan. He causes confusion, and he will try to put into the mind of those people who do not know the scripture right, do not believe in God the right ways, do not have the spirit of discernment or the Holy Spirit inside them to start with. Therefore, they are willing to compromise the word of God and add evolution to their belief and make, oh, yeah, we're
Yeah,
here.
no.
The world
Um,
is millions of years old. There must be truth there. And we got some truth. Let's mix them together and make cocktail between God and the devil.
I mean, the first dinosaurs were Muslims. Australopithecus, as Villainous says, were Muslims.
Yep.
And you know, yeah, in Palestine they invented dehydrated water. The problem is they didn't know what to add. And
Yet
you
camel
know,
urine, that would be
I
perfect.
got no, I got some dried camel urine tablets right here. You just but you
Put
need
one in
to
the water and it turned to yellow and you drink it.
bugger, I just dropped it. Oh no, no.
Oh my world, are you
3 second
serious?
rule. 3 second rule. 3 second rule.
We have in
It's the
Egypt
three
five.
second rule. It's good. It's
In
good. It's
Egypt,
just it's the
in Egypt, we have 5 minutes rule, unless
no
the
no no
rat
no
did it
no no
before you.
no. I did it in 2 seconds. It's good. It's good. It's perfectly good. And it look
MashaAllah.
here. Look what it makes. See, it's yellow. This is the good stuff.
Camel urine, man.
It's the good
That
stuff.
was that was my invention. You know, I did that years ago. I'm serious. Okay.
Yeah.
You think I'm joking? Let me show you. Let me show you. I know you don't
Oh,
believe me, man. You don't believe me. Let's go to my presentation, science in Islam. Science in Islam. Why are you laughing, man?
no, I mean
Creation.
seriously. I think yeah, we're being irreverent here. We're not treating the Quran with the kind of respect that we should because seriously. I mean, we're laughing at it to some end, and that is disrespectful of a sacred book. I'm actually very disappointed at the lack of
Listen,
reverence being displayed on this channel.
listen, brother. I'm gonna show you what you know. Nest camel. Have you ever heard of nest camel?
Ah! Nest camel.
You know what? I don't like the way you're being funny. First of all, this presentation I'm going to share with you. I'm not going to blaze the whole presentation because I don't have time for it. But that one is actually like long time ago. Okay, long time ago. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this with you to prove to you that I am telling the truth. Okay, I'm going to prove to you that I'm telling the truth. So I'm going to ruin it because I do not know how to play it because I do not have the full share.
Just share. I
I
mean,
know, but
share that's the screen, and then just enable the audio.
okay, yeah, I know. It's just you ruined my presentation because I have to do it that way. Okay, you see that first slide here? That's camel urine. You understand that?
Uh huh.
That's in a gallon. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah, it's on the screen here. You can see.
Now you can have it in half a gallon. You can have it in 20 ounce. That is camel urine. Now look at that one. It's called Nest Camel, and it comes with 4 different flavor. This is strawberry.
Dehydrated.
Yes, and you put this in hot water. You open the bag. You see the small cut in the top here. You open the bag. As a matter of fact, this is Irish cream. This is hazelnut.
So tell me, you
And
said hot water. Is it water that is so hot that you got to boil the hell out of it to just make it reasonably not?
you know what? I don't like to talk to you anymore. I'm done with you.
Because
I'm
the only
trying.
way you're going to turn that stuff into holy water is to boil the hell
This
out of
is
it.
my invention almost 16 years ago when I put this 17 years ago when I did this PowerPoint presentation. And you're making fun of me and you're taking this small tablet. Mine is more fresh. You put it in hot water and the steam, even you to breathe the steam of it.
You
It
know,
helps your chest. It helps your lungs.
Ralph has a plan. Add some fly dip for health reasons.
Well, I actually have that. I have to go back to the slide to show you the flight dip. Well, you know what? We'll do this presentation some other time because I'm ruining it right now. I'm ruining my secrets.
That's good stuff. I hope you make a lot of money. I hope Muslims appreciate
No,
you. That's the stuff
listen,
we do for
brother.
them.
It's all charity. It's for the love of Allah, for the love of Muhammad, and for the love of the camel, and for the love of my Muslim people. That's why I'm doing that. I don't want any money for it. Like Muhammad said in the Quran, I do this for free. All the prophets say no wages. My wages is only on the Lord of the world, except Muhammad. He got 20%. I don't know why he changed
He's
his
the
rules.
big guy. He's the big guy.
Oh, he have to make more money. Okay, can we go back to? I need to finish Ishmael, man. You ruined my Ishmael when you went somewhere else.
Right.
Let's give it another 10, 15 minutes, and then we can close this program.
Surely Abraham and Ishmael and Isaac and Jacob and the tribes were Jews or Christians? Say, do you know better? Do you know better? Or Allah?
No, Allah.
And who is more unjust than he who hides the witness which he has from Allah? And Allah is not unaware of what you do. Yeah.
Do you understand anything? And I mean, you read a whole beautiful verse. Do you understand anything? Does it make any sense to you?
None of this makes any sense at all.
You mean I'm wasting my time and your time by reading the truth of the word of Allah? Okay, keep going, man. That's
It
why
is
you need me.
hilarious that Allah stated in the Quran that some people considered Abraham, Ishmael, Isaac, Jacob, or any of the tribes of the Nasara or Christian, but there's not one Jew or one Christian who has ever claimed that these people were Christians. It is even more hilarious that Allah and Muhammad did not know that these people were Jews, for not only was Abraham a Jew, but he was the father of all the Jewish people. And now Muslims try to claim nobody was a Jew. There were no Jews. There were only Muslims. Everybody was a Muslim. Then how come there were no Muslims? But fine.
MashaAllah.
Ishmael was named as one of the prophets in Quran 384. Say, we believed in Allah and in what has been sent down on us, and what has been sent down on Abraham and Ishmael and Isaac and Jacob and the tribes, and in what was given to Moses and Isa and the prophets from their Lord. We do not differentiate between any one of them, except they're all trash and only Momo is the real thing. And to him we are Muslims, except Jesus is... Yeah, the things they say about Jesus are not pretty.
Yeah.
And Muslims and their scholars believe that Ishmael was a prophet, and they believe in the non-existent Book of Ishmael. For they believe that he, as a prophet, received the revelation as stated in the following verses. But yes, so the Arabs were sent Ishmael as a prophet and Abraham as a prophet, and they were sent David and Moses and Jesus and Adam and Noah as prophets, except that no prophet was sent to them before Muhammad. True.
Yep. True. It's true.
Yeah. Quran 4, 163. Muhammad's confusion of names and the incorrect order of historical events. Surely we have revealed...
The Bible is the one put in the wrong order. The Quran is the right order.
Yeah, no. So surely we have revealed to you, as we revealed to Noah and the prophets after him, and revealed to Abraham and Ishmael and Isaac and Jacob and the tribes and Isa and Ayub and Yunus and Aaron and Solomon, and to David we gave Zabur. And the messengers, we have mentioned their story to you before. And messengers, we have not mentioned their story to you.
You know why Muhammad said that? Why Muhammad said that? In case somebody thinks, wait a minute, you forgot that messenger, or you forgot to mention that prophet here. Oh no, that's what Allah said. Messenger, we mentioned their story to you, and messenger, we have not mentioned this story for you. So I'm not saying that's all of them. So he's holding the stick in the middle. He gave us a bunch of names as a dish of salad, cocktail, different stuff together. And then, by the way, there are some Allah did not mention, in case you want to squeeze a name for him and he did not know anything about.
Yeah. So Allah speaks to Moses. A similar confusion of names can also be found in the following verses. Quran 6:86. And Ishmael, and Al-Yasa, and Yunus, and Lut, and we preferred all those above the worlds. So how can Ishmael come before Elijah, before Jonah, and before Lot? Right. And what a strange order we find here. A similar passage can be found in Quran 21:85. And Ishmael and Idris and Za'al-Kafir, all were among the patient. Quran 38:48 says, and remember Ishmael and Al-Yasa and Za'al-Kafir, all from the chosen. Who are these people?
Some of them are just made up names by Muhammad. He did not even have them. If you talk about Zul-Kafr, we do not know hardly anything about Zul-Kafr in the Quran. We do not anything about Elias or Elijah or Elisha, Elisha. I mean, literally, it's just names. Idris. What do you know about Idris? Enoch. All what Allah said is was lifted up. But
I mean, we know Idris is actually the god from Egypt.
Yeah.
That's the Gnostic god.
Was he talking about the propaganda of Egyptian history, or he's talking about the biblical teaching of Enoch?
I don't think he knows what the heck he's talking about here, I mean, he's repeating Egyptian, what's the word? No, not Gnostic, but Hermetic myths. I mean, this is an Egyptian god and a Greek god, and Idris is actually an Egyptian god that is now somehow a Jewish/Muslim prophet. At least according to Muhammad. Many of the stories in the Quran are written by Muhammad were not entire stories, but bits and pieces here and there throughout the Quran. Sometimes Mo would write it in one portion of Revelation, and many stories in unrelated historical accounts. You've got to use your imagination to tie together the story of any particular prophet from among the snippets scattered throughout the many portions of the Quran, and also the details that are so missing. The only story in the Quran which is mentioned in one passage is the story of Joseph in Quran 12. Unfortunately, it also contains many errors, contradictions, and fabrications. To understand the story of Ishmael, you must read the account in the Bible, but as for reading of the bits and pieces of information about Ishmael in the Quran, this will give us no understanding, only confusion. Yeah. Shall we end here? My throat's getting a little tired. I would have to think, yes, he took psychedelics.
Yeah. How far are we from the next subtitle? Can you scroll down, brother?
Let me see. So we are here. This is 139. So that's 139, and we are here. Then we are quite away from the next sections.
Okay. Oh,
like a lot of pages away.
Yeah. Then let's mark it here. I thought we're close to the end, but obviously it's not. Let's give it a more.
Now we're a number of pages, so we are 149. So we are 10 pages away from the next section.
Man, no. That's too much. We would not have enough time to cover it. We kind of had fun today with chasing rabbit about different issues, which is it's good. I'm learning. So when you learn, that is good. If you can highlight where we stopped with yellow, not yellow. Let's make it green color. Do you have green color? Is it expensive?
Are you saying there's like a connotation with yellow that you don't want to think about?
Well, camel urine and all the stuff yellow is like, man, it's kind of sick.
So yeah, I mean, I hope everyone found this enlightening. They really learned a great deal. They realized. Have you guys ready to say the Shah Na at this point? I mean,
hey, you know what? I'm trying to start producing my Nest Camel. Thank you for allowing me to advertise for Nest Camel. And hopefully when we bring it out, hey, we're looking for people to join us in the Nest Camel business. The share is only cost $50,000, and you can only join if you can have at least 50 share. So that is 50 times 50,000 is how much?
50 times 50,000. That's like 5 million.
Okay, that is the least you can to join our business Nest Camel.
25 million, sorry. What am I thinking? 5 times 5 is 25 plus another zero plus 6 zeros. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just join us with some money, and we'll make you a partner in the Nest Camel business.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, what?
Look, guys, I'm starting a dehydrated water business, but someone has to help me figure out what to add. And that's
Nest Camel is the way to go.
yeah, he's got the dehydrated nest camel business going, so that's sure to be a big hit in the Arab Muslim world. So yeah, maybe you can add some Prozac or something in there so
Do you
you can
know,
stop them
Lloyd?
from.
No, the serious note here. Serious note. Do you know that they have right now camel urine in bottles, like you get it in Coca-Cola or Sprite or Seven
Uh-huh.
or Pepsi?
Yep. And there was a guy caught because he was putting his own urine in there instead of the camels.
Ah, that's disgusting.
No,
You
no, true story.
disgusting.
That's legit. No, that's legit. That's horrible. So yeah, this is very
So it's
hmm,
not like you and I are the first inventor of this camel whatever projects, you know.
no, no, no. I would so yeah, so guys, as you know, as you can see, I'm just not capable of dealing with these Muslims. I mean, I run away from them. You see, I just run away when they come on because I hide, you know. So
Brother, you
pity,
need
pity.
you need to be humble enough. You need to be humble enough to take the challenge of the Muslim and debate them. Don't be coward and run away from them.
If these people were so confident, if they were so confident, you'd think that they would actually be happy to come up and demonstrate the amazing superiority of of the Sharia of Islam, and it's just crazy stuff that they can't, they won't.
And that's part of
You know,
life.
yeah. I mean, it just tell. I mean, we can all tell. Look, we're not going to change their minds. We're not going to. I doubt this, but we can, however, we can change the
But
minds of those who are paying
but here's the
attention.
truth. But here's
Those on
the
our
truth.
side.
Yeah, here is the truth. There are plenty of Muslims who will be watching that broadcast, and they will figure out there's something wrong with Abraham. There's something is wrong with Allah. There's something is wrong with Muhammad. The Quran cannot be a miracle. It cannot be true word of God. It does not have any logic, no common sense. The scholars of Islam are not scholars. My heart desire, my real heart desire is to help the Muslim to understand that your scholars are not scholars. They're worse than Muhammad. They're fabricators. And if you think in your head, oh, I maybe do not understand the Quran, but if I read the scholars' interpretation, then we'll have more understanding. No, what we did today, like what we did in the previous, whatever, how many programs we did, we're reading to you your own books. I know you have no knowledge about Islam. I know you have no knowledge about the scholars of Islam. That's the whole purpose of me writing these books, is to help you to understand that you are a lost person following a sinful man who claimed to be a prophet and believing in scholars who are not scholars whatsoever.
Yeah, they believe
And
in evidence they can't provide. The stories of Ibn Kathir, where is he getting this evidence? They believe in a corrupted Bible, but they want to use the Bible's details to try to make up a story. And they believe in books, 50 books, 100 books they can't prove. They can't give us one page from these books, not one scrap.
but Lloyd, my heart desire is not to see Muslims leave Islam and become atheists. Then, because as I said before, I repeat myself, leaving Islam and becoming an atheist, because now we know that there's no logic. That was there. You will end being with Muhammad for eternity in a place is called hell. It's not because Muhammad did not tell us any truth about Abraham that means the Abraham of the Bible is corrupted too. No. The Abraham is the Bible is true. The Genesis account is true. The biblical teaching is true. I know, as we said today, that you may think that Abraham is a perfect man, and now you see in the Quran he's lying, and now you see in the Quran he's actually giving his wife away for save his neck. That is not what we Christians believe about prophets. They're not perfect. They are human. The Bible is very clear. All have sinned. From Adam to the last one who will be born in this world, if that last one grew up to be a little boy of 2 years or 3 years old, you will see there is anger and hatred and jealousy and bitterness in these little children who fight over some toys, with colors or some music. This is the reality. We are a fallen creature. Abraham was not perfect, but Abraham obeyed God. Abraham believed in God. He did
Yeah.
lie. He did wrong things, but thank God for the sacrifice which
No,
Abraham
the
offered.
only reason Muslims claim that the prophets are perfect is to try to justify Muhammad.
Yeah, but
That's all.
studies the life of Muhammad and learning the true history of Muhammad, you find him not to be not perfect. You find him to be the biggest evil, sinful, savage, terrorist, wicked man. I mean, a child molester is Islam.
Yeah.
For you to
No,
follow Islam, you must follow the Sunnah of Muhammad. That's why
I
the
mean,
Sharia now is
no, we
practiced.
just saw, I mean, a guy on X claiming that it's been debunked that Muhammad was a pedophile. I mean,
Yeah.
this is
But
stupid.
look at the laws in Iraq. Why is the whole country of Iraq, the Muslim country, changing the marriage age to 9 for little
Yeah.
girls to follow the
Yeah,
Sunnah of
sure.
Muhammad? Are you trying to tell me that Iraqi are no longer Muslims?
No, they're not. They're definitely not. Because, yeah, definitely. I mean, I had a Muslim claiming that the whole of Pakistan is not real Muslims. They aren't actually Muslims because of whatever they did. And he's like, yeah, no, that means they're not Muslims actually. Like, yeah. Muhammad Hijab has not reached out to me. I believe I've commented to these people. But I mean, yeah, I'd be happy to sit down and have this conversation and say, look, let's just read through this and let's just read through what the Sharia says. I'd be happy to have that conversation. And by the way, guys, tomorrow night I'm on with Ibn al-Waraq. This is not Ibn Waraq, the Pakistani. This is a different individual, an Egyptian. He's got a very interesting history, and he's going to talk to us about the Islamic threat. So this is his name here on X. So yeah, I'm on with him tomorrow night. That should be interesting. He knows a lot about history, about Islam, and the dark side of Islam. So yeah, but I'll leave him to fill us in tomorrow. So yeah, so that's it. We'll call it a night here.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. God bless you. Everybody.
Okay, take care, everyone. Good night. God bless. I hope that was entertaining and that you learned something. So good night.